Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed the part 1 of the tutorial. Here's the part 2. So we die cut our leaves, and here I'm just using my round punch, and I'm punching some circles, as you can see. It's a very quick and fun way to just punch some flowers and laddus for our Ganesha. And here I'm using my Copic multiliner point 0.3 just to give an outline to all the flowers and laddus. I'm doing the exact same thing, just outlining the laddus and the flowers. I'm not doing anything fancy. Now I'm using this lawn fawn stamp set, and I'm using the lamp post that you can see to stamp some handle for the scroll. You'll see what I mean, and I'm really happy that it actually worked so beautifully. So I'm just stamping part of the lamppost stamp, just the pole of it, and I'm using it like and punching it. I'm sorry, and stamping it like the handle of the scroll. So this is one side. And don't worry if you don't get a perfect impression. The Copic multiliner always comes to rescue. You can always, you know, color the black color always matches with the Memento Tuxedo. I'm using the Memento Tuxedo black ink pad for this as well. So you can see the left side of the scroll's handle didn't stamp really well, but you can always fix it using your Copics. Now here's, I'm just fixing the impression, and that's my completed Ganesha. Moving on, I'm shading using my big brush Faber-Castell marker. So all I have done is I have used my gel medium first, and then I am just outlining where the leaf goes, and I'm gently rubbing it as soon as I outline the area to give it more dimension and depth. You'll see what I mean. If you lay just the leaf on the page, it looks very flat, and it looks like, it looks like different objects have just been placed on the page, and it doesn't look like it's been blended well. And once you outline and you give a shade, like a nice dimension to your outer edges, it gives a shadow, and it gives the feeling like it's been stamped in the page and it is part of the page. Blends really well. You can use a wet brush or a wet wipe. I prefer a wet wipe. Here I'm doing the same technique with the Ganesha as well. I'm using the orange Faber-Castell big brush marker for the Ganesha. So you definitely have to remember to use the gel medium glue, a whole coat of it before you start using the big brush markers in order to get a non-porous surface, so that the big brush markers will actually smudge when you use a wet wipe on top of it. So here I'm using the gel medium just to make sure before I go ahead and outline the Ganesha using my brown big brush marker again. And there I'm using a wet wipe to just smudge it. You don't want a dark sharp line. You just want a smudge so that it feels like you've just drawn or just blended it really well with the background. So it gives a very three-dimension effect, and it seats very well in the page. So that's what you want. Now moving on, I'm going to stick the ornaments on the page, and here I will show you what I mean, why I do the big brush marker technique, because I'm going to do the shading of one, and I'm going to show you the difference between the two ornaments, where you can clearly see one looks like it's just stuck on the page and the other one looks like it's blended really well. So here I'm sticking one. I'm using the gel medium for all my gluing work today. And I'm outlining my gel medium on top of the ornament because I'm going to shade using my big brush markers. And I want to avoid the non-porous surface. I want to get the non-porous surface, so I'm just outlining the ornament after I stuck it with my gel medium once again. I didn't happen to have a purple shaded big brush marker, therefore I didn't shade it on top. And plus I have heat embossed my ornaments. Therefore, I didn't want to do the shading on top of the ornaments, but I just wanted a slight shading on the sides. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So there, I'm just trying to place my basket, and removing all the laddus in this case. So I'm using the same circle die cuts, the die punches I've used for pasting my as laddus as well as torans that will go on top of the page. So it all differs with the kind of shading you do and where you place it. And I'm going to place some flowers at the end on my on the basket as well. Now I'm going to start shading my ornaments. So here I'm doing one ornament, and you can see the difference between the first one that I'm doing right now and the second one. The second one is really flat and it looks like it's just been stuck on the page, like it's just been glued on the page, and it doesn't look that beautiful. The first one looks like it's blended really well into the page, and that's the look we want. We don't want objects to stand out of the page. We want it to be part of the page. I learned the big brush marker techniques from my one of the other crafters who does beautiful art journaling. From her name is Vicky Papianin. If I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, she's from Greece, and she does a beautiful job. That's I've learned most of my art journaling tricks from her, and she's just amazing. She has another blog called Clips and Cuts, and she does an amazing job. So um, that's where I learned the big brush marker technique from. So here I'm doing the big brush marker technique again for the Toran. I also took her online art journaling class, and it was really interesting. Um, if anyone's interested, just leave a comment below and I'll let you guys know where to take the class, and I can lead you guys there as well. It's an online class, so you don't have to be anywhere. You can just watch it whenever you get the time to. So there, I'm just arranging my Toran. And as you can see, I have done the same kind of big brush marker shading for all my flowers and leaves on the Toran as well. And I'm not going to record the whole Toran for you guys, so I'm just, yeah, you get the idea of how I did it. So now I'm going ahead and gluing the basket. And once again, since I'm going to use the big brush markers here as well, I'm just going over my basket with the gel medium to make it a non-porous surface in order to shade using my big brush and my wet wipes. Here I'm repurposing my flowers into laddus, and I'm going to just stick some laddus inside the basket. And I don't know if you remember, we have made a slit on the basket so that the laddus can I'm just sliding the laddus inside so that they don't look like, they've just been, like there are four circles sitting on the basket. I want them to look natural. So I'm just pushing it inside the slit. And I'm coloring, I'm using my gel medium on all on top of the laddus, as well as I'm going to use my orange big brush marker and shade those laddus just to distinguish between each laddu. I don't want it to look like one yellow blob. So I'm just going to outline, I've already outlined the laddus. So here you can see I have done the laddus. I haven't done the shading yet. So, I'm yet to start on the shading of the basket and the laddus. So here I'm doing the shading technique, and I'm just, I thought the dark handles looked nice, so I'm just slightly making the handle look darker. You can instantly see how different and how beautifully it just gets embossed on the page. It just sits beautifully in the page as soon as you use this shading technique. And since we have used the glaze, you can always, the whole distress ink background has been protected with the from water. So anything that you use, liquid gel, liquid glue, anything, it's not going to destroy your background. It's not going to smudge. So here I'm using the same technique for the scroll as well. I'm just shading it. I'll do some more shading around the scroll. You'll see in the sides how now the side is standing out, and now I'm going to shade it. You'll instantly see how this thing just takes its own place in the page. It's just beautiful. I just love doing this technique all the time. It gives the whole new dimension, brings in whole new dimension to the page. Here I'm going to add a new embellishment that I actually got it in the last minute and I changed my mind to do it. Um, and I loved it because it has a gold tassel that I'm going to add to the yellow string. And right now I'm adding some gel medium to the string because the thread is very loose and you want it to stick and stay in the way that you want to position it. Um, so I'm going to add some gel medium on the thread just to make it a little more thicker, and it will just bend and listen to you, and it'll just move the way you want it to. So it's easier for so you see how thick it has become. It was not as thick as this before putting the gel medium. So now I'm just going to place, so I made little holes on the tassel, on the handle of the scroll in the beginning, but then I decided there was a small hole, there's a small gap where I can just insert the thread and I can just place it. So I just used the gel medium on how I wanted the thread to be placed. And I slowly just pressed down the thread because it's going to listen to you as I've applied a coating of the gel medium. And I'm tying the golden tassel on the thread now to give the beautiful, shimmery feeling all through the page. You can also use your Winker Stella on your Ganesha if you want more shining. It's a clear shimmer kind of um, pen where you can just add more glitter if you want. Here I'm adding more embellishments. I'm adding a pearl to the flower, and now I'm sticking some more 3D flowers with the laddus. So it has little laddus in the background, so it doesn't look really plain and empty. And then I'm having some flowers sitting on it. So that's my finished page. I hope you all enjoyed. That's the beautiful tassel that we just added. And I just love the way it has turned out. I really encourage all you guys to also try something like this. Check out the brown shading in the basket as well. You can add more flowers, you can do white embossing, you can do gold embossing, you can do so many different things using these techniques. So I hope you enjoy, and please leave me a comment below, and see you in the next video. Take care, bye.